Mimar Sinan overcame the Renaissance architecture, a Western era of change, through the building of his dome. He developed the technique of bringing in natural sunlight. And created an acoustic system within the building without using loudspeakers. His architecture symbolized the greatness of the Almighty. Turkey, a country between two continents. The unique geographical position is evident in Istanbul, a town that is both European and Asian. Golden Horn, a small narrow area in the Bosphorus Straits, portrays the lives of more than 10 million Istanbul people. Golden Horn separates the old Europe from the modern Europe of Istanbul that has become the commercial and cultural center for Turkey. Their routine activities during winter are not that different from that during summer, especially for sellers of grilled fish on board this boat. This is one of the unique traits of the people that portray Istanbul life during the day and night. Such a scene captivates the eye of the tourists who are there to feel the uniqueness of a town that belongs in a country within two continents. However, Istanbul has long gained the attention of world-renowned architects ever since this town was established by Muhammad al-Fatih, the ruler of Uthmaniyya government during the 15th century. The demands of the customers on land are met as best as possible, though they are shaken by the waves of the ferries that embark and depart from the Golden Horn harbor. The unique geographical location as well as the lives and determination of the fishmongers on their boats are indeed captivating, but they are merely Istanbul's facade. The main attraction that captivates the visitors to this city is the architectural remains of the Uthmaniyya government, be it on the European side or on the Asian side. The domination of big and small domes overcome the Italian Renaissance architecture, symbolizing the greatness of God, royal sovereignty, and the talent of the architect. While the Italian architects could only create several big domes for their churches. Mimar Sinan, the architect of King Uthmaniyya, built hundreds of domes for mosques around Turkey. This architecture style is followed for today's mosques. The dome has Roman and Byzantine influences, which then influenced the architecture of the Renaissance era. The mosques that Sinan built were influenced by this, but with a different perspective and function. Today, Sinan University, an engineering and architectural university, has been established in Istanbul to continue the knowledge creation of Mimar Sinan. A former lecturer of this university has written a book on Mimar Sinan. Professor Dr. Metin Sozen believes that Sinan's works have opened various architectural aspects that need to be learned. The function of the large and small domes of the mosques that Mimar Sinan built are being researched by an architectural lecturer in Malaysia. Professor Dr. Muhammad Fauzi Muhammad Zain, a specialist in concrete materials technology and established architecture architecture system of University Kebangsaan Malaysia was a gold medal recipient during the 2004 International Invention Award ceremony in Geneva.
Berbeza dengan arkitek-arkitek di Italia, arkitek-arkitek di Turki di zaman keagungan kerajaan Ottoman, terutamanya Mimar Sinan, telah menggunakan konsep binaan kubah yang mengambil kira aspek-aspek ruang, struktur, simbolisme, pencahayaan serta akustik.
The early morning celebrations of the Eid al-Fitr at the Sulaimaniya Mosque today is surely different compared to Mimar Sinan's time. Warm milk with cinnamon greeted visitors before they fulfill their Eid al-Fitr prayers. Sulaimaniya, Sulaiman and Sinan, three great names during the Uthmaniya era. Sulaimaniya is the name of the mosque complex that was named after Sultan Sulaiman. Sultan Uthmaniya X was the one who ordered architect Sinan to build this mosque. A 20th century poet by the name of Yahya Kamal Biyati mentioned Sinan in his poem. Sulaimaniya Mosque in the Eid al-Fitr dawn, the spiritual door to the sky opens here. May the Muslim soldiers' souls be blessed, including that of the builder who built this holy house. This mosque is a fine example of how the acoustic technique in buildings was developed by Sinan. It was built 300 years before the first loudspeaker was invented. Nevertheless, the believers could clearly hear all that was spoken by the speaker or the imam at that time. This is where the function of the dome was developed by Sinan. The largest domes in this mosque stand at a height of 48 meters, more than 150 feet from the base, with a diameter of 26 meters or more than 80 feet. It functions as a sound resonator. The big dome will absorb the deflection of low-frequency sounds. It is then deflected to all parts of the mosque. Whereas the 27 smaller domes reflect loud sounds. The loud sounds are absorbed by the smaller domes that are located lower than the big domes, and then it deflects it back into the mosque area. Sound deflection happens simultaneously through the dome's function, resulting in balanced sound effect and without echo. This acoustic system helps prevent the believers from losing focus during prayers and to heighten their concentration during prayer. The weight of the dome, which was built by the Europeans, lied upon the walls of the building, whereas the weight of that dome, which was built by Sinan, lied on the semicircle panel of the dome as well as the supporting beams. As such, the technique employed by Sinan made it easier for him to make small windows around the dome. There are 138 windows on these domes that allows sunlight to enter the mosque. Sinan's talent as an architect gained prominence when he was chosen to join the Janissary, an elite army of the Uthmaniya government. Sinan displayed his talent as an architect and engineer while in the army. Since then, Snan has built various constructions such as the bridge on Buyuk Chekmesi, spanning across the Gulf near Marmara Sea. The 636-meter or 2,000 feet long bridge is the main trade link on land that connects Istanbul with other European countries. There are 28 arches that function as weight supporters built along this bridge. It is divided into 4 parts with a width of 7 meters or more than 22 feet. Sinan took a year to complete this bridge after receiving his orders from Sultan Suleiman. Apart from that, he also built the caravanserai as a temporary rest area for traders and their beasts of burden. Sinan built 48 caravanserai during his tenure as head architect. He also built 7 aqueduct or water irrigation systems for the convenience of the Istanbul people of that time. Sinan's architectural touch has also been shown on this Topkapi Palace. Every construction of his had a role and meaning. He did not build anything purely for aesthetic reasons. For example, this open space. Sinan made panels on the floor. This is to prevent rainwater from stagnating, and he instead made the rainwater flow to a containment located below the palace. This containment was used as a recreational pool for the king's children to play with paper boats. Next to it was a pool that could be used during winter and summer. In his almost 50 years of service, Sinan constructed more than 360 structures, be they spiritual, public, or military infrastructure. Though he was appointed the royal architect, he continued to lead a modest lifestyle and was always humble. He used the title Al-Hakirul Fakir, which means Sinan, a poor peasant. He passed away at the age of 98 and was put to rest at an ordinary grave that befits a humble man. His grave is located at the side of a road near the Suleymaniye Mosque complex. Sinan not only built to popularize himself, but to also be closer to the Almighty. Every work of his is a link between him and his creator, as per Sinan's last words. I hope the coming generation will see my work to understand my perseverance and will remember me in their prayers.